Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the live. We are live and rolling. You already know it. We are live and rolling. You know, this smile on my face is I finally figured out how to go live on both screen, okay? Both places at the same time. If you're watching me live, welcome to the live session of our daily life. Today is Sunday. What time is it? Let me see what time. It's 5:27. 5:27. So let somebody know that Coach Chefi is live this morning. Let someone know that Coach Chefi is live this morning. If this is your first time being on my live, let someone know that Coach Chefi is live, ready to roll. Like, you see this smile. I've been trying to figure out how to go live on I've been going live on both places already, but now I know how to mirror my screen on the other platform. People have been asking me, Coach, where can I see the video after this, right? And I'm like, so I have the other platform. Okay, you already know where it is. It's the place where when you go, you're gonna see the replay and everything. We don't have that on TikTok, and that has been an issue for me. But now, finally, my board, it's no longer, you can see clearly when I write how it's supposed to be. I know TikTok, I know how to mirror the screen so you don't have that issue, but the other place, people have been struggling with that. But this morning, I was able to figure it out. If you're just joining, please let me know where you're joining in from. Good morning to you all. Today, we're still going to dive in. For if this is your first time being on my live, my name is Chefi. I am an identity coach and a nervous system reset specialist. What do I do? What do I teach? What do I coach people about? I help people to stop sabotaging at the nervous system level in order to rebuild an identity and stay consistent. Usually when we talk about self-sabotage, people will tell you, thank you for the like. I see it going up already. Usually when we talk about, self-sabotage, people will tell you this is because you are not, it's because you are not motivated. Have you heard this before? If you have thought that the reason why you are not consistent, or the reason why you are sabotaging is because you are not motivated, please put 1 in the chat. I have heard many times, and I used to think that I wasn't showing up because I was not motivated. If you have heard this before, okay, if you've been told the reason why you keep not showing up, the reason why you're giving up, yes, I see the ones coming in, the reason why you keep not showing up is because you lack motivation, is because you lack discipline, is because you do not want it bad enough. These are the things that we believe was the issue. But let me tell you this, and take this from someone who is known as the motivational force. I naturally motivate people, and I used to think that if someone is not showing up is because they were not motivated. And by the way, I used to self-sabotage a lot. So my way to go was what? Motivation. I'll go to find motivation. I'll seek for motivation. But the most motivation will take me is what? 3 days. I know some people, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the, the heart meet. I know for most people, for some people, motivation will take you as far as 3 days. For others, motivation will take you for 1 week. And other people, it will take you 2 weeks. And after those days, you get disengaged and you start a pattern again. So here you are, you might be asking yourself, why do I feel stuck? Why do I keep starting and stopping? And then you start telling yourself, it's because I'm lazy, right? If you've ever felt like you're lazy, please put 1 in the chat. If you've ever felt like you're lazy, please put 1 in the chat. So what is the live about today? This live is to address some things that are holding on to you, some things that are making you feel heavy, some things that are making you stuck, and it's not what you think, okay? The reason why you keep starting and stopping is not what you think. This is deeper, and that's how I usually teach. When I teach, I don't teach at the surface level. I take you deeper so that you can have understanding. Because I know most of you, you're on my live today because maybe this is the reason why you're not even sleeping. It is 5:30 now, I believe. It's 5:32 now. And I don't know where you're joining in from. So let me know where you're joining in from. Let people know that we are live. What is the goal on TikTok today? Our goal on TikTok is to have at least 30,000 likes. Yesterday we were close to 30,000, okay? So we want to have at least 30,000 likes. And if you're on to right now, oh, by the way, I want to thank everybody that pushed me through. We are at 1,500 followers on YT. We are 1,500 followers on subscribers rather on YT. So to my YT people, they're like, who do you mean YT? By the way, I'm streaming on both places, so TikTok doesn't like us calling other people, but you know who I'm talking about. Thank you so much. You guys, you took me to 1,500 subscribers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. And by the way, it's getting closer to my birthday, so every tap, every subscribe, every love, what are you talking about? So, but some things we don't say it on TikTok. That's why, because they're gonna, you know, they're gonna close it or whatever they do. That's why. But it's a big streaming place where you can go back and watch videos. Okay, it's worldwide and all that. Okay, that's just me just saying thank you to you all. And thank you for the follow. I've seen people leaving. I'm just gonna say, you can type it if you know what I'm talking about. Some people leave here and they came to watch the live on TikTok, and other people left TikTok to subscribe on this platform. This is definitely the best platform. For those one on TikTok, if you want to watch this video after, because I know I'm going to be dropping some gems. If you want to watch this video after, when you go on that platform, it's Reset with Coach Chefi. Reset with Coach Chefi. Reset with Coach Chefi. Okay, that being said, please keep tapping on TikTok. Our goal is to hit 15,000 in 15 minutes, and we want to reach 30,000 till the end of this live. Today, I'm not going to stay on for 2 hours. It's just going to be 1 hour because I want to use the rest of the hour to edit my book that I'm writing. This book is going to be ready by my birthday. My birthday is May 3rd. We want to launch this book on May 3rd. Everything is out of the way. Now let's get into it. If you have questions, please put it in the chat. I love questions, live questions. I love questions. Maybe this is what you just need to get unstuck. So please put your questions in the chat. Okay. And I'm going to introduce myself again. Thank you. Is that my friend, Brooke? Welcome, my dear friend. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the like. We want to reach. She already knows our goal, and she's doing what she knows best to do. I appreciate you. Thank you. By the way, I got 1,500 people subscribes on that platform. You know what I'm talking about, the book? Okay. Good morning to you all. My name is Chefi. Yes, I am a coach. Okay, somebody's asking if I'm a coach. Yes, good morning, everybody. It is 5:36 a.m. where I am. Sylvia, welcome. Where I'm streaming from, and I am a certified identity coach and a nervous system research specialist. I help my followers, I help my clients to stop self-sabotage at the nervous system level in order to rebuild an identity and stay consistent. I appreciate everyone here at this moment. At the beginning of the year 2026, I told myself I was going to go live for 100 days on TikTok. Have I done it before? I've never done it, but I knew that I needed to build an identity. Most of the time, the reason why it looks like we keep quitting, we start and then we stop, is because the brain doesn't have a record of us following through. It's not a motivation problem. I know most of you try to solve this with motivation. It is not a motivation problem, but rather is a nervous system problem. Rather is an identity issue, right? So this is what it is, and this is what is happening to a lot of people. Most people don't know that is, it's identity issue. Most people don't know that it's nervous system issue, and they want to solve the fact that they are now showing up with motivation, with discipline. Let me give you an example. Are you on mute? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So reset with Coach Chefi, okay? Thank you for asking that question. So that's the platform that I was talking about. I cannot say, but you can type it. So somebody just did. Now, let me show you something. I like to write. That's why I'm so happy that I can mirror on the other platform. With TikTok, we don't have that issue at all. But here, I finally figured it out. So, yeah. So, this is what it is. You see what I'm drawing here? Anytime you give a promise to yourself, you told yourself, you said that I am going to show up. Okay, anything that you said, this is just an example. This is your brain. It's like a file. When you said, I'm going to eat, let's say French fry, the brain stored that. When you said, I'm going to drink water. So basically, everything that you're doing in life is being stored in the brain. It's being recorded at the nervous system level. So that's what is happening. You see this? Now, whenever you said, I'm going to wake up at 6 o'clock, okay, that's a promise. As soon as you said it, as soon as you think about it, that becomes a promise toward yourself. Now, this is what it is now. This is the second one. Please follow me. Because I know right now you're asking yourself, why do I keep repeating this over and over again? The brain doesn't bring to us what we ask it to do. The brain doesn't do what we ask it to do, but the brain follows what is familiar. Let's say right now you're 35 years old. You have repeated the pattern of breaking your own promises. So at the nervous system level, at the brain level, the image that the brain has about you is this: someone who never follows through. I know you have the desire, but desire by itself doesn't solve anything. The brain wants proof. Has this person started something, they follow through and they finish? That's what it is. That's the pattern, that the structure that the brain follows. So even if you said, I am going to start, but you never follow through, that is what, thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. So that's the message that the brain has about you. So let me break this down in a way most people don't explain it. Okay, it's very important. Yesterday, someone asked me, why am I stuck? And I told the person on the live, our definition of things, our definition of problems, our definition of word is most of the time is what keeps us stuck. Let me give you an example. If you've been told that, or if you've once heard that anyone that is stuck will get 2,000, do you think being stuck will become a problem? Let me ask that again for both platforms. If you have been told that for anyone, we are looking for someone who is stuck and this person will get 2,000, do you think being stuck will become a problem for you in that moment? Type in a 1 or a 2 if, 1 if you think that will not be a problem, 2 if you think that will be a problem. I'm going to ask again for those who are just joining. If you have been told, okay, thank you for typing that in, I see it. If you've been told in the past, from what you've learned, if you've been told that, okay, they're looking for people, how do you interrupt the pattern? Good question. This is what we're going to talk about. That is an amazing question. Very good. So someone just asked, okay, I'm going to pin this question. So someone would like to know on TikTok, how do you interrupt that pattern? And the question is asked so well. And this is someone who is tired of the pattern of self-sabotage. And this is exactly what I'm going to be talking about. But I like to teach before I give the solution. Okay, especially if this is a pattern that you've gone through and you keep repeating your years over and over, you just want the solution. But I want it to sit before we get to that part. I'm definitely going to answer that question. How do you interrupt the pattern of being stuck? How do you interrupt the pattern of self-sabotage? Are we at 2,000? TikTok, please. If what I'm saying you find value in it, keep tapping the screen. This is how we end up being on People For You page. Keep tapping. Bella, thank you for the follow. I see you. Okay, so let me break this down in a way most people don't explain it. Every time you say you're going to do something, like I was saying here, and you do not do it, you are not just breaking a promise, okay? Every time you said, thank you for the like, it's going up, daddy, oh, thank you. The goal is 15,000 in 15 minutes, and then we can build from there, okay? Anytime, like I said it here, whatever you said you're going to do, either you show up, you do not show up, it's been filed, okay? You are not just breaking a promise, you're training your brain. Just like we train a child. I'm a mom of amazing 3 children, okay? So I know what it is like. So whenever I tell myself I'm gonna wake up at 4 a.m., okay? And I've struggled with that, by the way, when I started. This is just leading me to tell you all, please be patient with yourself. I know the reason why the pattern is being hardened every single time that it feels like you're starting and you're stopping is because some of the goals that you're setting, Bella, merci beaucoup, some of the goals that you're setting, your nervous system is not used to it yet. So you are consistently strengthening that part of you that keeps breaking the promises toward yourself. Now, whenever you break the promise, this is what comes back to you. It comes as shame. And you keep blaming yourself and saying, why do I keep doing this? So your brain is constantly learning patterns through repetition. You keep repeating the same thing over and over again. So the brain is learning through repetition. And that's what becomes familiar with the brain. You repeat the same pattern over and over again. So whenever you said, I'm going to show up, and you don't show up, that is you training the brain to hold that which is familiar to it. That Bella and Dadio, je vous apprécie. I appreciate you all. Thank you. I think we just hit 1,000. We are closer, very close to the 15,000 goal that we have set to start with. I appreciate every tap. I appreciate every like. You're going to see people start coming in soon. And I know somebody needs to hear this. So every tap that you're doing is helping. Okay. Thank you so much. So your brain is constantly learning patterns through repetition. This is what science calls neuroplasticity. In my room, on my live, when you come, there are 3 things that I walk people through. The first one is, the most important one, is God. The second one is what? Neuroplasticity or neuroscience. And the third one is behavior, which is, regulation and movement. These 3 things are the things that form your identity, by the way. When you are not regulated, you're going to be moving from a dysregulated place. That's why you're stuck. That's why it feels like you're stuck in your head, because you're not connected to your body. That's why the answers that you give to people is snappy. Thank you, Bella and Daddy. I appreciate both of you. Please, if you're in the room, you're finding any information that is gonna help you, tap on the screen. You're helping, exercise your fingers by tapping on the screen. Thank you, everybody. So if you repeatedly start and stop, maybe you've done this for 1 year, you've done this for 2 years, for 10 years, for 15 years, for 30 years. You start, you stop, you start, you stop. So if you have constantly, repeatedly start and stop, you are wiring your brain for inconsistency. You are wiring your brain for inconsistency. So you're telling the brain to always fail you when you told it to show up. So that's what is happening. The fact that you said, I'm going to start, and then you stop. You start, you stop. That's the training that you're giving them. You see the dogs, right? Dogs, the ones that are trained, you're going to see their owners will tell them sit, and then they follow. Okay? They tell the dog sit, and then they follow. They'll tell the dog, run. Whatever they tell the dog follows. That's a trained dog. It's the same as our brain. We train our brain by the things that we keep doing repeatedly. So it's not what you desire that will change the loop. It's not your desire that will change the loop. That's why I've coached people where they'll say, Coach, I desire to change. Desire by itself is still an illusion. It's the actions that you're taking daily, consciously, being present is what is going to help the change. But if you go with motivation, you're going to sink the boat 3 days after. You're going to sink the boat 3 days after. So that's why it looks like the pattern keeps repeating itself. You're living your years, your previous year into the present year. Most of you, this year looks so familiar. It's a déjà vu. En français, it's déjà vu. You guys will say déjà vu in English. But because you've lived it already, even though we are in the year 2026, you might just be living your year 2020 in 2026. Because the same thing you were doing in 2026, the same thing you are doing in 2026, you did them in 2020. The same way you broke the promise toward yourself in 20. Thank you for the reshare. That's what we like. Stephanie, merci beaucoup. So the same way you lived in 2020 is the same way you're living in 2026. And if you do not break the pattern, if you do not stop the loop, if you don't fix the pattern, let me just tell you, you are going to leave 2026 in 2029. And you know that already. Right now, the way you train the brain, okay, is to stay inconsistent. So motivation has nothing to do there. Let's say if there is a meeting between brains, the way your brain may describe you is, for my person, they show up strong for 3 days, and the 4th day, they disappear. Yes, systematic action. Yes, daddy-o. Systematic action. So that's what is happening, right? So your nervous system is designed to keep you safe. Your nervous system is not against you. It is designed to keep you safe. Not successful, but to keep you safe. Even if that safety means like you failing, because that's how you train it. Let's say you're 35 years old now. So for over, none of that stand by this. Yeah. So for over 30, so you're 30 years, and for 15 years, for 20 years, you have repeatedly broken promises toward yourself. So that's what the nervous system knows. So now, in this moment, in the present moment, what you're doing right now is this. You're tired of the pattern so much that you said, okay, let me change my life. So it's not going to happen suddenly. It takes time. But this is what most people don't want to hear. People don't want to hear it takes time. But please, nature is our teacher for a result. Does fear of disappointment and failure all play a part of this loop? I like people that are in the room. Yes, they do. Fear of disappointment and failure, they play the part of the loop of self-sabotage. Okay? Now, look here. I was talking about most people are living in the past. Most people are living in the past, not in the present, right? So in the past, because I told you the brain repeats what is familiar, that which you fed the brain, that's what the brain will keep bringing to you over and over again. So right now we are asking the question, we are answering the question, does, the fear of disappointment and failure all play? Yes. So if you have, I'm going to give a simple example. If you told yourself you're going to read a book for 10 minutes, okay? And unfortunately, life has been happening. You were not consistent with that. It has been foul. at the nervous system level. It has been filed at the nervous system level. So already, okay, let me go to my beautiful drawing that I like to draw, just to give you a visual of what is being spoken about here, okay? So this is the present. The middle is the present. And it's 2026. That's the year that we are all living in right now. Okay? Now, the past is any year but 2026. Any year that happened before 2026. Okay? Because where does disappointment comes from? It came from the past. It came from the belief system. It comes from something, a result that you have already experienced in the past. Okay? So 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. This is the past. And that's where, unfortunately, most people are living. At least 55% of people are not living in the current year. 55% people are not present. They are present physically, but mentally, emotionally, they are in the past. That's why they're going to say, I am stuck, because there is no life in the past. There is no life in the past. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. There is no life in the past. Okay, now the future. Our future is built from the present. Our future is built from our present. So here is the thing. If right now, most of you, even though you are typing, even though you're engaging on both, the other platform and TikTok, emotionally, mentally, you might just be stuck in the past. How do we get stuck in the past? You see, remember I said the brain only brings to act what is familiar. So in the past, you have broken promises. So when you set a goal in the present, automatically, this is what the brain, because the brain, this is what it is. The brain has to look for what is familiar. When you said, I'm going to read a book for 10 minutes. That's a signal. You just cue the brain to scan your past to see if you've done this before. Okay? So the brain will start scanning to see if a week ago you said this, did you do it? Did you follow through? So the brain will be scanning. And this is what the brain will start seeing. Okay, this is not the first time she has said something like this. She did it. Day 1, she read for 10 minutes. Day 2, she read for 8 minutes. Okay. Day 3, she read for 15 minutes. And day 4, she read for 5 minutes because she said she was gonna, because she read 15 minutes the day before. Then she thought that 15 minutes and 5 minutes makes 20 minutes. Do you see the trick that we play on ourselves to self-sabotage? So that's the language that the brain has about you. That is what is at your subconscious mind. That is what is at the nervous system. So that's what the brain has about you. Now, talking about disappointment. Disappointment is you wanted a specific result, an outcome, but it did not play in that way. Now, the way you reacted, the way you felt from that moment, that's what is stored up at the nervous system level as disappointment. Action and emotion. Action and feeling. So that disappointment is stored up at the nervous system level. You did not release that feeling. So that feeling is stuck there. The body holds memory. The body holds record. The body holds the score. So everything that you've been through, especially the negative experiences, if you don't release them, they are stored up at the nervous system level. So that's why the disappointment, the shame, the sadness, they all come from our expectation of a specific result we wanted. So when you don't get that result, that is what is happening. That's the language that is happening. Thank you for the rose, Bella. That is the language that is happening, that is playing at the nervous system. Bella, je t'apprécie vraiment. Merci beaucoup pour les roses. So, that is what is holding you. That's why when you're about to set a goal, Bella, I'm getting roses, guys, from TikTok. Merci beaucoup. Oh, merde. Oh my goodness. Who doesn't like roses? I do like roses. Merci beaucoup. It keeps popping. Je t'apprécie. Merci beaucoup. Okay? So, that is where the next time you're setting a goal, you are already afraid. You are already afraid because you've lived it before. You've seen it before. So you're protecting you. That's why I said the nervous system protects you. That's the goal of the nervous system. It's to protect you so that you don't keep repeating the same pattern over and over again. So when you're about to set a goal, or when you set a goal, the nervous system will remind you, remember this, it has happened before. Remember how you felt when this has happened. It might not be the same situation, but for the nervous system, it's just to tell you something similar happened. You said you're going to read, you never read. How did you feel about that? You were disappointed about yourself. You were shameful, right? Because anytime we don't hit our goal, it's recorded and we are walking around with shame. We are walking in the past. That's why even though most people are here physically, mentally, emotionally, they are living in the past. Mentally, emotionally, a lot of people are living in the past. And what is in the past for most people? Regret, sadness, shame, rejection. So you see that motivation cannot go over this. So that's why you're only motivated for 2 days to start the goal, to work on the goal. The third day you disappear. So when you're asking yourself, why do I keep starting and stopping? Starting and stopping. How are we doing on TikTok? Because our goal is to go to, yes, I know, because I've coached people with this. That's what it is. So while you keep starting, this is the reason why you keep starting and you keep stopping. This is the reason why you're starting and you're stopping. Because you're stuck. Thank you. I see it going up. The likes are going up. Our goal is 15,000. I don't know how we're doing. The light is so much in my face. I can't see the screen. But so in the past, for most people, this is what is happening. Regret, sadness, shame, rejection, right? Hate, abandonment, not in the, it's not okay. Abandonment, what else? The should have, okay, disappointment, anything that did not bring you the best result that you wanted. So that usually is in the past. It's in the past. There is no life in the past. That's why it's called past. It has passed already. Okay? It has passed already. That's why it's called past. Present has life. You are in the present. Future is an illusion. We haven't lived it yet. So what is the most important part is the present. But unfortunately, most people are in the past or in the future, not in the present. The way you shift from the past and the future to the present is regulation. Frustrating aspect of my life where I wonder why I can't apply the same to all areas. That's a good note right there. Yeah. Yes. Why? So what are the other part that you want to see change at? What are the other part that you want to see change at? Okay. For those who are gonna watch this on a replay, because I'm streaming on both, one on TikTok and the other one is where you can go and watch replays. By the way, It's the same. My name on there is Reset with Coach Chefi. Reset with Coach Chefi. If someone knows what I'm talking about, type it in the chat so that they know what it is. By the way, we are at 15,000. Yeah, is it 15,000? I keep saying 15,000. 1,500 subscribers on that platform. You already know I've given too much. Okay, so most of you, this is where you are. Even though we see you physically, mentally, emotionally, you are either in the past and in the future. Let me explain about the future. The reason why a lot of people are in the future, they have trained themselves, they have trained their brain to always look forward to the new. That's why, because the new, when you're starting something new, dopamine kicks in. When you're starting something new, motivation kicks in. So people avoid avoid the present because the present is exposing their past. The present is reminding them of how many times they did not show up. So that's what is happening. That's where the fear is coming from. The fear of disappointment. You've disappointed yourself already. Somebody disappointed you. So all that is in the nervous system. If you don't regulate, if you don't release, you keep repeating the same pattern over and over again. Now, are we supposed to go back in the past? Yes. But because the past, the brain doesn't have any track record of you following through, finishing writing. Who is talking about writing a book? Okay, very good. And physical fitness. Good job. Yes. By the way, congratulations. If you want us to work on this goal together, by the way, I have, let me pin this in. Thank you, Olevs. I see the heart meets. I appreciate it. Let me put this in. I'm going to release my book on my birthday. I'm saying it out loud. I know how it works. You say it out loud so that you don't disappoint yourself. We want to break the pattern. It's very important to break the pattern. Okay? Now, I just pin a comment here. This will give you the ability for us to work for 1 month. Okay? It's an ebook to help you to stop self-sabotage. But not only will you no longer be a starter, but you're going to be a follower, a follow-through, somebody who follows through and somebody who finishes what they said they're going to do. Okay? So that, and the other thing that this ebook is giving you is the ability to work with me on your goal for 1 month. A lot of people have taken advantage of this, and I'm excited for them. But let's come back to this. So right now, you see, that fear is coming from here. It's a projection in the past. The goal is to live in the present. But a lot of people are living in the past. That's why they are stuck. When you say you're stuck, it's because life is not moving in that area. Life is not blowing in that area. So it's dead. That's why you're stuck. Okay? And also because you haven't found your value yet. For instance, you are walking and you go for a walk, or you went for a walk and you saw a $5 bill. Can you see it? A $5 bill. You went to get a $5 bill. It is under a rock. It is stuck under a rock. Does that money still have its value? It does. But at that place, is the money being valuable? No, it's not, because it is stuck. So most of you right now, okay, you have a lot of things that you want to do. And these are the people that I work with, by the way. People who know their purpose. People who don't know their purpose yet. But they will say, Coach, I am inconsistent. Coach, I never follow through. Coach, I only start for 3 days and then I stop. These are high achievers, by the way. High performers. From the outside, people can tell that, wow, they have everything that I need. But they know in the inside, they are crumbling. And they are tired of this pattern. So if you're on the live today, or even if you're watching this on a replay, you did not just stumble on this video by mistake, by accident, but because you're tired of the pattern. And you know that if you do not break this pattern, you're going to repeat your year 2026 in 2029. Like I said, you're going to keep playing catch up till when? And this is probably a question you already ask yourself, right? So now let's go back, because this part, once you understand it, you're going to be very gentle with yourself anytime the brain takes you into the past, because that's what the brain is, okay? Yes. I'm glad that some of you already know the pattern, because usually what happens is we keep adding more because we think that we are the problem. You are not the problem. It's the pattern that was built. So most people, they solve that pattern by adding more to prove to themselves. This is the other thing. You want to prove to yourself that you can do it. You do not lack motivation or labs. You are at the right place. That's what we're talking about. The fact that you are not showing up is not a motivation problem. You don't like motivation. You do not lack, you do not lack motivation. I thought I needed motivation. By the way, why am I teaching this so well? Not only do I have the certification to coach people on this, but it's a lived experience. I lived it. If we are not at 10,000 yet, please, let's start till 10,000. Okay? 15,000. That's what we want. I can see the screen right now on TikTok because the lights. But if we are not there yet, help me reach 15. Okay? Now, you do not lack. Thank you, Daouda. Merci beaucoup. You do not lack motivation. You do not lack discipline. Merci, Abraham. Merci. You do not lack motivation. You do not lack discipline. But what is happening is this: is self-trust and regulation. That's what the nervous system has about you. Because right now, motivation can only take you. How long does motivation take you, Oleps? How long does it take you to drain from motivation? Because motivation only sits on, yes, merci beaucoup. Motivation, thank you for the repost. I appreciate it. Not long, yes. Now let me explain what is happening. Good morning, Michael. Welcome to the room. This is what is happening. Motivation, it's like a sugar rush, okay? You've been living on motivation many times, but motivation doesn't last long. The most motivation will take you is 3 days. That's all. Motivation can only last on a restored identity. Guess what? That moment where Grand Rising, my people, when you said you're going to show up, you want to go to the gym, okay? Motivation will not take you through when it's snowing. Motivation will not take you through, because motivation doesn't see anything fun in going out in the gym. It's the character that you've built. It's the identity that you've built. It's the trust that you've built. So motivation fades quickly when there is no intention behind what you're doing. Motivation fades quickly when your identity is now restored. So motivation kicks in when we are at the starting point. That's when motivation kicks in. That's the goal of motivation. To ignite you. That's why it's called ignition, right? So what does ignition do? When your car, the battery of your car is not working, you jump start, it goes like this. It goes like this. You go up the car. That's the car. Zoom, zoom, zoom. That's what is happening with most people. When motivation comes in, you're like, this time is going to be different. Things are going to be different. I'm going to go hard. Why do you want to go hard if you have not trained your identity to get there yet? So someone asked me earlier, how do you break the pattern? You don't break the pattern by adding more, but you need to retrain your brain now by setting small goals. You are not there to prove yourself to anyone. You set small goals. What is that small goal? For you, that small goal could just be, I want to make a phone call. Yes, that's small. Small goal. Because you want to tell the nervous system that we are doing things in a different way. Yes, you have a record of me in the past as someone who doesn't show up. You see that Bella is like, she's laughing out loud. But this is, let me walk you through it. Maybe in the past, okay? Even before I get there, let me explain something to you. I said most of you, you're living in the past, you're stuck in the past. There's no record, that's why the brain keeps bringing regret. The regret is what is holding on to you when you want to break through to go forward. When the brain is scanning, it's taking you there. Hello, my people. Thank you for the repost. Merci beaucoup. When the brain is scanning, the brain is taking you to the past. So here you are. Instead of just getting in the past to find a track record of someone who has achieved something in the past, then you spend 3 days in the past. And you spend 3 days in the past, you're there, you start having conversation with the things that happened in the past. Who here have seen themselves asking questions in their mind? Why did this happen? Why did you do this to me? I said I was going to show up, I didn't show up. Why do I keep doing this? That's you spending your days in the past. But remember, there is no life in the past. You are the one bringing life in the past. Present has life. Past doesn't have life. So when you visit the past in your mind, you're pouring life into the past. Now, the past is a dry bone. When you pour life, hi, I just got on. What are you talking about? Thank you for that question, Connie. So on the screen, I don't know if you can see, but it says this is why you're stuck. Okay, this is why you keep repeating. You're starting over and over again. Good morning. Good morning. I appreciate you. Thank you for that comment on YouTube. Thank you. Okay, so now the past doesn't have life. You are the one in the present that has life. So whenever you get into the past, you're pouring life into the past. But guess what? You had a goal written in the present. The goal is to read for 10 minutes. That is the actual goal right now, in the present. But because the brain was scanning, the brain just needs a track record. The brain needs something to hold on to. Because the brain wants to know that, okay, this has been done in the past. Remember I said, anything that you said you're going to do, either you do it, you don't do it, it's filed in the brain. The nervous system has that record. So the brain just went to scan and it didn't see that. And here the brain pulled you into the past. And then you start asking, why do I keep doing this? That's you trading life in the past. You're trading the present goal that you've set. Now you're trading it with regrets. Please follow. This is very important. You're trading it with regrets. You even forgot that you have a goal of 10 minutes that you want to read for 10 minutes. There you are. 10 minutes pass. You have not even started reading yet. Guess what? The brain will file that again. So you see how you're being pulled far into the past? Now, how do you get stuck in the past? You get stuck in the past when you're on the phone you're scrolling, doom scrolling, so that you don't keep hearing that voice of regrets. You don't keep hearing that voice of sadness, of shame, rejection, hate, abandonment, should they disappear, and all those things. So you're scrolling while you're having that conversation in your head. Thank you for the repost, my dear John. So you're scrolling while you're having that conversation in your head. Please, YT, YouTube, help me send this to your friend, your people. The goal is to keep having more subscribers so that we can keep sharing this and teaching this. The past might shape us, but does not define who we become. That is so true. That's neuroscience. That's why we are doing this. Thank you for saying that. The past might shape us, but does not define who we become. And guess what? It comes from one decision. You don't want to do all at once. It's one step at a time. Thank you. I appreciate you being here this morning. You do it, Ange, I think it is. You do it one at a time. So when you're in the past, you are stuck in the past, but you set a goal for 10-minute reading. So you're like, why do I keep doing this? And you're scrolling. The 10-minute will pass. By the time you realize that you just pour life into the past, 30 minutes has passed. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. It has passed already. And what are you coming back in the present with? More regrets, more shame. And the language that you're going to keep having within you is, I know what I need to do, but I never do it. And then you start being hard on yourself. Why do I keep doing this? Most people don't see the pattern. They think they are the problem. Once you know that you are not the problem, but it's a pattern, then you can easily break it. Once you know that you are not the problem, because when you said, I am the problem, you're telling yourself something is wrong with you. And guess what? Every conversation that we have is filed, is stored up at the nervous system level. Remember, I talk about rejection. Now, you are the one rejecting yourself now. When you say, what is wrong with me? See, the question you ask will give you the solution that you need. So right now, so if your brain has learned that you don't follow through, it will keep you in hesitation. You keep hesitating when you're about to do something, because it's what is here. Now, when you go in the past, yes, somebody said it here so well, the past might shape us, right? So when you go in the past, what is the past doing? It's shaping your present. You pour life into the past, you're bringing that bone with you into the present. Our future is built from the present. But guess what? Your present, because you went in the past, you're repeating the pattern. You're dragging all these years back into 2026. So what do you think your 2027 is going to look like? Exactly like the past. So it's good that we say all those good words, but what is the action that we are taking? If someone told me in 2009 that I'm going to be here and teach about this, I'll say no. Because I thought at first, this is the mistake that I did. I thought I needed motivation. Naturally, I motivate. I earned the name, the motivational force, by who I am. You know, I'm fire. Okay, so I naturally motivate people. So I thought I needed motivation. And then the language that I used to ask myself, or the question that I used to ask myself is this: what is wrong with me? But this message didn't just come by me asking, but because I've heard it before. Why can't you do anything right? So whenever we are not showing up to our capacity, that's the same word that will start coming back to us. So the reason why you keep starting and stopping is not a motivation problem, but it's a self-trust issue. Right now, the brain doesn't trust you and you don't trust yourself. That's why you're afraid when you're writing the goal. Either you write the goal too high so that you can then come back and say, see, I knew this was not going to happen. Or you don't write a goal at all. How many people have stopped writing goal? I used to stop. I stopped writing goal because of how I felt after I write the goal. Procrastination, when the mind gives you excuses to do the things you want to do. Yes, procrastination, when the mind gives you excuses to do the things you want to do. Not just excuses, but when the brain the excuse doesn't just come. So somebody commented on YouTube, I'm sorry, that procrastination is when the mind gives you excuses to do the things you want to do. But you know where the excuses is coming from? That's the brain protecting you. The brain doesn't want you to go through that moment whenever you don't show up, how you feel after that. So that's the brain protecting you. That's the nervous system protecting you. Even when that protection is not going in your favor. Okay, the past feels like a comfort zone. We keep going back to it, unfortunately. Yes, that's what it is. That's what it is. Right? Oh, somebody else posted about procrastination. Procrastination is the phrase response of fight or flight. Yes. Thank you for all. I love this. So the reason now, I'm glad that you know the pattern and you know all the definition, right? But please follow me here. We want to break that loop in the head. So now, when you go in the past, you bring the past into the present because it has not been resolved. It has not been released. It has not been regulated. So you bring it in the present. Now the present is being shaped. The future is shaped in the present. But what do you have? What record do you have in the present? It's still the past. Now, that's why when you step into the present, because you did not prepare the future in the present, the same thing is being transferred again. That's why now we are in 2026. You might repeat 2026 in 2027. You might repeat 2026 in 2029 unless the loop is broken. Okay, so because that's what is familiar to the nervous system. That's why people overthink. That's why you delay. Okay, that's why you feel stuck even when you have clarity. So now, let's bring this back to the truth. And that's what we've been teaching so far. You already know that you were not created to repeat cycles in your life. The word says you are made in the image and the likeness of God. And this is what I teach. This is where the loop is going to be broken. Okay? If this is your first time on my live, watching the replay, my teaching is about God, neuroscience, movement, regulation, okay? Whenever the brain is scanning, the brain is looking for a track record. The brain wants something to believe that the goal that you've set, you'll be able to achieve it. So when the brain, that part, you already got that part. When the brain scan, the only thing the brain is seeing is this person did never follow through. That's the message at the brain level. Now you want to tell the brain that, okay, there is a brain that you have not scanned yet. That's the place that I'm working from, which is what? The brain of God, the mind of God. The scripture that I love so much, I have few scriptures that I love, but this one is being made in the image and the likeness of God. That has defined the way I do things. Because I have repeated breaking promises to myself in the past that I needed to have something to believe that when I say I will do, I do. But in my environment, when I scanned myself, I couldn't find anything to hold on to. Then I got this revelation, then I got this understanding, and it has kept me. And he has been pushing me, don't worry, don't believe in me. Believe in a track record, okay? Somebody that has practiced self-sabotage for many years. But 2009, I told myself I matter because I understood that if nothing changes, I'm going to pass this on to my children. I'm a mom of 3. You know, when, Christian, we talk about generational curse. It comes from the action that we have repeated many times. The same way we have generational curse is the same way we have generational blessing. It's just us transferring things over to the next generation. Okay? So, being made in the image and the likeness of God was what helped me to trick the mind. It's very important because the mind can only bring back to you what it knows. So I needed to trick the mind and tell the mind, no, your scanning that you've been doing, you are doing it wrong. You're doing the scanning from my life experience. But wait, that experience is helping me tell us exactly how you trick your mind. That's what we're talking about. Please calm down so that you can follow, okay? Follow. This is going to help you, okay? I trick the mind to be on board with me. So that's what I'm sharing right now. That's what is going to help you to break the pattern, okay? So let's go. Very good. That's what we're talking about next time. Yeah, next time. Okay, I will follow you to the... No. You got it twisted. Okay, so let's follow here. This is very important. Let's calm down. Okay. By the way, because it's getting exciting, let's regulate right now. This is what I do. When the brain, because sometimes when the brain is getting bored, it's going to keep you stimulated. But that's the exact moment where you want to drop and listen. I know when you've been given a lot of information, the brain will start, bringing things as distraction. When a moment like this happens, that means you need to regulate. What do? Regulation is nothing complicated. It's as simple as intentionally creating a pause in order to connect. I'm sorry. Okay? So this is a cue for me to regulate before I tell you what to do. Okay? Or what I did. Not what to do. What I did. And it has helped me ever since. So the regulation is not a hype thing. It's not a woo-woo thing. But it's intentionally, okay, it's intentionally connecting to your body in order to move in the right direction. So if you're holding a cup in your hand right now, intentionally squeeze or hold the cup tighter. What did you just do? You break the pattern. That by itself signals your brain to rewire. Okay? We are used to doing things that we are no longer aware of them. That's why we are not present. That's why easily we can be led to the past and spend 3 days in the past without knowing that we are in the past. I don't know if you've noticed, but my cadence, I believe it's called, went down. You see? When you talk slow, you are now telling your brain we are not just speaking, but we are thinking. Most of us, we speak without thinking because it's natural. That's why it may look like you're just saying things that don't make sense. This is regulation. You regulate through breathing. That's why Jesus will say, I hear as I speak. Okay? There is a difference between talking and speaking. Speaking creates regular generation number. Okay, I don't know what that is. Okay, so speaking, you create. Talking, your brain is just talking. Speaking, you create. Talking, okay? You're just talking. You're just putting words together. How do you do this? Regulation helps through breathing. You don't have to rush to answer. And this is where wisdom comes from, by the way. But if you're constantly, even this that I'm teaching you, if you want to become a public speaker, this will help you. You see that sometimes you forget. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. You know why sometimes you forget something that you want to say, you forget? Because you're living survival. You're locked up in your head. So you're talking. There is no image behind what you're saying. What I'm saying right now, there's image behind it. I see before I speak. So when you see before you speak, it also means you hear before you speak. Now let's go back. I told you that what helped me is, I don't know if you guys caught that, by the way, that what helped me was tricking the mind that it's scanning the wrong way. And I just did that. I just demonstrated that right now. So I said, the mind, please scan the mind of God, the brain of God, because the brain needs something, an evidence. That's the word. The brain needs evidence because it has been trained in the past. So when you cue your brain, we're going to read for 10 minutes. When you cue the brain, we are going to read for 10 minutes. The brain will say, okay, let's do this. Please follow. The brain will go to your file and will start looking. Have we done this before? But now that's your cue to tell the brain, no, that's not, you're going the wrong way. I'm made in the image and the likeness of God. So tap into that part of me that has already done it. When you say you're made in the image and the likeness of God, unfortunately, most people, you know this so much, you know this word so much, that the word has lost its value. Remember the example of the past that I put on the board. When you said you're made in the image and the likeness of God, you're telling the brain, this is who I am. So the image and the likeness of God is what? They call God the Alpha, the Omega. It means what? The one that starts. Okay? The one that starts and finishes. That's who you are. That's your identity. That is your identity. Right now, it looks like the brain doesn't have that record. But once you start believing that your identity is the one that starts and finishes, now you are no longer known as a starter, but you are known as someone who starts, who follows through, and finishes. There is a scripture in the Bible that says, he that finishes will bring it to fulfillment. So when the brain is trying so hard to find the finisher in you, and you said, I am the image and the likeness of God, and you keep speaking this, you're rewiring your brain. So you see, motivation doesn't do things like this. Now, why do you keep starting and stopping? Is because of the track record at the brain level. What the brain is familiar with. What the nervous system is familiar with. Could you repeat the Bible statement? Your voice got cut off, unfortunately, and I cry. Crying is not the issue. My dear friend, I can't read the name. I don't want you to miss this moment. I want you to calm down. Those who were on my live yesterday, I told them, even sometimes when I'm typing, people are saying amen. I said, don't type amen. I know the brain. I know the brain. You know what? That's all distraction. You know, I have someone that I coach like that. Like when I'm talking, she's like, wow, you're so deep. I'm like, no, that's distraction. Especially when it's time. Because right now, a lot of people, you're getting awakening, but you're distracted to type. You know, this is why I tell people, please, that's why when we start on TikTok, I tell you, let's hit the goal before it starts getting real. Somebody just sent blueprints, very good. Before it gets real. Okay? And this is why I tell people, okay, because when it gets real, I want you to take notes. You don't want to keep hoarding on information. Because I know most of you, I'm not the only one doing live right now. So after this live, you might go back and watch another video. But ask yourself, how long will you keep repeating this pattern for? If you're truly tired of this, then the pattern has to be interrupted. Okay? Right now, remember, you are the master of the mind. Tell the mind, we are going to follow and follow through. Don't type. If you miss anything that I've said, even that question is so good. I am on, who can help me type what I'm going to say? I'm on another platform. I cannot say it on TikTok, but the name on that platform is what? Reset with Coach Chefi. Reset with Coach Chefi. When you go there, the replay is on there. You can watch it. Okay? But right now, please, let's do this together. You know why I do this with passion? I know how it feels like to be stuck. I've been stuck many times. So I know the shame that comes with it. I know that fear that comes with it. That's why you're going to ask, please just give me the solution. But the solution without life behind it, it will die quickly as an information. What changes is the life that you're getting from it. That's what is changing the course of the thing. But if you're just at the information level, you are just at the dopamine level, you're just at the what do we call this, motivation level. Right now, most of you're treating this as motivation because you are not connected at the heart level yet. The transformation comes from the heart, not at the head level. If you're truly tired of this pattern, tell yourself after this, something has to change. And I lock in. You're not locking in for me. Let me give you an example. This morning I woke up at 4. The body has already I woke up at 4. I was on the bed. I was, praying. And I'm like, should I come on live today? I was like, no, I shouldn't, because I had some things that I wanted to do before the kids wake up. Then I got up. Why did I get up? Because the brain has a track record. Was it easy at the beginning? No, it wasn't. It was not. It was not. Let me tell you. At the beginning of the year 2026, I told myself I was going to go live for 100 days. I didn't have a fixed schedule because I was afraid that I might not show up. The first time I started going on live at 4 a.m. I only came on live 2 times at 4 a.m. The third day, I woke up at 4:30. I was so disappointed. Talking about disappointment. I was so disappointed. I was so tired. I'm like, wait. Anytime I said, why did I keep doing this? Right? Thank you. See, thank you for that comment. Thank you. So, day 3, I woke up at 4, I think 5 o'clock. I was so disappointed. I'm like, what is this? Here I am saying I was going to come live at 4 a.m. and I woke up at 5. But this is what usually happens. If you have practiced this, your practice not showing up, automatically, it's either we show up at that time or we don't show up at all. Because of regrets. We've carried years of regrets. We've carried years of shame. So we are functioning from that part. Then I went back to bed. I'm talking about my day 3 of when I said I was going to come live for 100 days. I went back on bed. Do you think you sleep in that time? I didn't. I was dragging myself on the bed. Accusing me. Hitting myself with all those things. Then I finally got up at 8 o'clock. So 3 hours of torture. So see, the thing that I'm teaching, that I teach, that I coach people with, they are lived experience. So that's where my passion comes from. I know what it is like feeling stuck, living a life of shame, feeling like your life is going to end this way. I know what it is. I lived it. And I'm like, no, something has to change. So I finally woke up at 8 o'clock. With the regret, with the shame. I went to take bath because I know water cleanses heaviness, and all those things. So I went, before I jump into the shower, this is what I heard. And somebody needs this right now. Insanity is setting goal without wisdom. I'm so blessed to have found you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Clarity, yes. Need this connection of heart routine. Yes. I heard this. Insanity is setting your goal without wisdom. When I heard that, I smiled. Because I know usually that's not how the routine goes for me. My routine is this. I'll keep being hard on myself. Keep blaming myself and keep asking myself, when is this gonna end? But you see, wisdom just came and said, insanity is setting goal without wisdom. That was truly insanity. The brain doesn't have any track record of me showing up at 4 a.m. I said 4 a.m. for what? Because I wanted to prove to myself, yes, I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it. I was setting goals to prove to myself and prove to people that I could do it. I wanted to prove to the past, the people that judged me in the past, that I can start something. So that's where most people, you already defeat the purpose of goal setting. You want to prove to people that saw you not following through. You want to tell them that I'm no longer this person. I'm someone new. Please, you don't prove to anyone. They will see it. When the sun rises, who is going to tell the sun is up? They see it, they feel it. Your attention right now, please, you're losing too much energy. You want to prove yourself to people. You don't want to prove yourself to anyone. That's not your work. Everybody is growing into their identity, into who they are. You are stuck. This is why you're stuck. You're stuck because you're living in the past, wanting to prove to people and prove to yourself. There is nothing to prove. Not even to yourself. So when I heard that about the insanity, I was like, yes, I smile because I know God has stepped in. Aliza, welcome and thank you for the follow. So I wanted to tell, because I've said in the past, and also, by the way, for those who are just joining, I told you I'm Christian. So when I'm teaching God means for me what? Jesus, Holy Spirit, the Word of God. So God, neuroscience, neuroplasticity, and movement, regulating the nervous system. This is what creates your identity. So why did I talk about this again? And also, our religious belief keep us stuck. Please follow this. Our religious belief keep us stuck. Because I've heard that, yes, you need to wake up early in the morning to pray. So I've tried to wake up early in the morning to pray. I never followed through. I wanted to be in the line with people that have been doing it. See, competition, comparison, all those things, they are taking your life away. So remember when I told you, when you visit the past, you're pouring life into the past. These are the dry bones. So want to prove yourself, you're pouring life into the past. I am so sorry. I catch a cold. I need to clear my nose. I know we don't say things like this on lives, but hey, that's who I am. We don't pretend here. So all those things, you're pouring your life, your present. So you are split between the past and the future, but you're not here. So what do I mean to split? You're split. You're physically here, present. Emotionally, you are, emotionally and mentally, you are in the past. Emotionally and mentally, you are in the future. So here, you're just here physically. That's why you're stuck. You're stuck. You're stuck. That's why you start and you stop. So you see that. So that's what is happening. So all the things that you've learned, all the things that you've been told, they are shaping your present. They are shaping your future. So I wanted to wake up at 4 a.m. because I want to know that I can do it. You know, the pride that comes with doing something, okay, executing it. So I want to have that pride. But my environment was not built for that. I'm a mom of, hey, Couch, welcome back. I'm a mom of amazing 3 children. My last 2 are 7 and 6, okay? So it's either I prioritize, right? It's either I prioritize me wanting to wake up and then I lack that connection with my children, or I use wisdom. If this is talking to you, put 1 in the chat. Wisdom is what you need. Nobody fixes the past. The past is past. The past is past. But most of us, we want to go back in the past to fix things. No, that's why you're losing life. That's why you are leaking. You cannot do that. I used to do that. And let me show you how you do that. When you get in the past, let's say for instance, shipping tips. Yes. So let's say for instance that you wanna read. Yes. So this is your goal right now. I want to read 10 minutes. Okay, this is your goal. Then you read 10 minutes day 1. Day 2, you read 8 minutes. Day 3, you read 3 minutes. Now, because you can only show up, the way you repeat it, you show up in the past is only 3 days. So that's all the brain knows about you, 3 days. So you have reached your 3-day limit. And then you told yourself, I'm gonna start over on Monday. Insanity is setting goals without wisdom. You showed up on Monday. You said I'm gonna show up on Monday. You write a goal. You said this time I'm gonna read for 30 minutes. Please, why would you do that? You know why you said you're gonna read for 30 minutes? You want to catch up with the times that you did not read. It's not possible. That trust is not there yet. The nervous system doesn't have that record of you reading for 30 minutes. So automatically, you are not going to follow through. This is not prophecy. This is not any. It's just the reality of things. You have not built that record yet. It has not been filed at the brain level yet. So why do you keep torturing yourself, setting a goal that you know that you're not going to follow through? So you want to train the brain now to say, okay, first of all, it comes from a place of gratitude. Your brain is one of the most powerful things that God has given you. So be grateful that it's even taking you to the past. Now, this is the trick. Remember when I was telling you that you're going to tell the brain that you have the mind of God? Okay, that's the trick. So now when the brain is scanning, it's no longer scanning your life experience. It's scanning the one that has already done it. So your awareness, your belief is, I am the image and the likeness of God. In God I live, in God I move, in God I have my existence. That's who. So when the brain is scanning, it's no longer scanning you as this person with all the life experience that has created all this, but automatically it's tapping into when has this one that she's talking about now has started and finished. And you see the proof. Okay? He said it's accomplished, it's finished. It is done. It is done. It is done. So that's the proof. That's you rewiring your brain, creating a new neural pathways. What is the language at that level? The finisher. The finisher. So you're no longer a starter, but you are a finisher. Now, that's the record that the brain is going to have about you. The other thing about the past, will you always go in the past? Yes, the brain will take you to the past. But this is the beautiful thing about it. Remember I said you can set for someone like you, a goal that you need to set can be as little as, I'm going to make a phone call. Some people are going to tell you this. Break the comfort zone. Please. It might work for some, but it might not work for you yet. So that's why a lot of people, when they're going to break, they go because they think they needed a bigger goal, and then they set a bigger goal. Until you work on your self-trust, you're going to keep anchoring yourself into the one that never showed up. You don't want to keep doing this to yourself, because if you keep doing this to yourself, you're going to start hating yourself. You will love other people, but you will not value yourself. It's like you're unconsciously abusing yourself. That's where self-hate comes from. You see, self-sabotage is beyond motivation. It's beyond discipline and all those things. Because the motivation can only last on a restored identity, on an identity that has gone through, the self-trust and all that. Discipline, when we talk about self-discipline, we talk about self-trust, we talk about, motivation. They all need what? They all need the self to follow through. Okay? Now, would you go in the past? Yes, we do visit the past, but this is the trick. Let's go to the phone call. That's the goal that you want to stick to. I'm going to call someone. So when you call the person, because the brain needs a record, when you call the person, what do? You go back in the past, because in the past you said that you were going to follow, you're going to call, but you never call. So now when you call the person, you go in front of the mirror, because you need to activate the reticular activating system, the RAS. Okay? The RAS is the part of you, the brain, that helps you to quickly bring into realization the things that you said you're going to do. For instance, when you said, I'm going to buy a red car, a red Honda, automatically the brain will keep you focused. So that's the part of the brain that helps you to focus. It will keep you focused that only that red Honda you keep seeing on the road. The red Hondas were always on the road, but you never pay attention to them until you said, I'm going to get a red Honda. Let me give you an example. My 7-year-old was writing a book, and because of a competition that he was going, and they asked for the name of his company. And he said he's going to call the name of his company the Brooks Book, I believe. And then we are like, what do you mean a Brooks Book? Brooks is somebody's last name, okay? But we walked him through and all that. He said, no, I mean a river, because he was explaining it. But right after we talk about that, the whole week, we started seeing Brooks everywhere, on the highway, everywhere. That's the power of the reticular activating system. So why did I mention the reticular activating system? We are still working on how to break that pattern so that you don't keep starting and stopping, or so that you don't get stuck, or so that you don't keep repeating your years in the future. Okay? So, yes, a phone call might look embarrassing, but you're working on that self-trust, because right now the nervous system doesn't have it. Please ask that question again. Please rewrite it so that I can answer it, okay? I'm not sure if I understand. But let me continue until that question comes back. So, that when you call, go in front of the mirror. We need projection in the brain now. We need projection in the brain. So, go in front of the mirror, because the brain now is seeing you, because you're going to demonstrate the emotion in front of the mirror. The emotion of a winner in front of the mirror. So you made the phone call, 5-minute talk, you check on your friend, you check on whomever you want to check on, and you come in front of the mirror. Okay? You're going to engage now. You say, wow, wait a minute. You see that's the emotion, because that's what the brain, now you're quickening the process. For the nervous system to catch the action that you're doing, it's repetition. The old pattern was built because of repetition. So the new pattern has to be built because of repetition. But there is a way around it. This time, you're not waiting for the nervous system to catch up. But you're projecting the image on the brain. You're projecting the image on the nervous system. That's why you go in front of the mirror. And every emotion that you're showing in the mirror is being projected back into you. So when you visit the past now, you're not gonna dwell there forever. The brain is taking you to the past. You tap into the past. You bring something from the past into the present. What am I talking about? I'm talking about gratitude. You see that? So when you get into the past, the brain will be like, so in front of the mirror, you said, wow, I am so proud of you. You call your name. My name is Chefi. I'm a coach, a certified coach. So I'll say, Chefi, wait, as if you're talking to someone. Because those people will forget. I'm going to quote Maya Angelou, but I don't know if I get it right. But I think she said, people will forget what you said, but they will remember how you make them feel. You know what? let me just look up the right word. You're not gonna make up something. I mean, this lady, she wrote great things. I'm not just gonna come and just mess up her word, okay? So let me look it up. Allow me to look up Maya Angelou. Okay. People will forget what you said. Okay, yay, Maya Angelou, yes. Let me see. I'm gonna quote our dear Maya Angelou. She said, people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. And I say that again. Our dear Maya Angelou said this. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. Okay? So how is the feeling built? It is built by projection. So when you go in front of the mirror, you want to activate that emotion, that feeling, so that your brain does not forget. So you said, we are still on the example of the phone call. You said, wait, Chefi, I am so proud of you. You mean to tell me you said you're going to make a phone call and you actually did call? And then the brain will say, do you remember? When he says, do you remember, where is it taking you? The brain is taking you to the past. The moments that you said you're going to make phone calls and you never did. So when the brain said, do you remember when you said you're going to make a phone call but you never did? But here so you switch that conversation so quick so that you don't dwell in the past. But today when you said you're going to call, you overdo it to awaken the joy of finishing, not just making promises, but following through. Very important. That's how you quicken your process of the identity work, because you have things to do in life. You don't want to spend your whole life on working on identity. No, you have a purpose that you need to step into. But a lot of people, you're going to hear them, they say, I'm working on myself. You were not created to keep working on yourself. Okay, it's 7 o'clock. I cannot believe it's 7 o'clock. I told myself I was only gonna do a 1 hour. Here we are 1 hour and 32 minutes. I think I'm gonna end the live soon because I need to edit my book. I'm writing a book and I want this book to be ready by my birthday. My birthday is May 3rd. I've said it out loud yesterday. Yesterday, by the way, we did a live book editing. Yesterday was a beautiful day. I told myself I was gonna go live for 100 days. I said I was going to go live for 100 days. And yesterday was day 101. Yesterday was so beautiful. It was purpose birthing, because most of you right now, you're stuck. But here you are, you have a purpose that you need to reach and fulfill in life. But a lot of you, you're stuck in this place of, I'm working on myself. As human beings, we just turn everything into, we want it to look like, oh, we are. You don't want to spend all your life on working on yourself. Okay, so we're going to end soon. Now, I know everything that I've said, for most of you, it might feel overwhelming. You might be like, I just want to get this out of the way. Please be patient with yourself. Be compassionate toward yourself. You don't want to force this on you. Okay, be patient. One thing that I tell people, one thing that I tell my mom is this. The most beautiful thing that we could ever pray for is health. When you have health, you can achieve everything. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself. Love yourself. And I know sometimes when we talk about love yourself, it might sound like, for some people, they hear it from a place of pain, because they have been abused. You know, they have been lied to. They have been abandoned. So when you talk about love, people hear it as ego talk. There is more to love that most people don't know yet. Okay, so I was saying that for some people, you're ready to break the pattern. And I've given you a part of what you need. And if you keep practicing it, you're going to see, especially the one about speaking in front of the mirror. And start setting small goals. Small goal like a phone call. Small goal like I'll wake up at 6 o'clock. But this is where it might be challenging. You know what? The things that I've done to get here is no joke. I know my weaknesses. Rachid, the bon arrivé, I know them. And I also know my strength. I also know my strength. One of the strengths that I have is to tell if I need something, I'll say, this is my struggle right now. I need an accountability partner. There is power in accountability partner. That's why yesterday I said out loud I was going to launch my book on May 3rd, my birthday. Because I use people that are online as my accountability partner. I know they care so much about me fulfilling my purpose that I'm like, see, it's easy not to fail someone, okay? We can easily fail ourselves, but when it comes to other people, we prefer not to fail them because we are so used to ourselves that you're like, huh? Okay? So if you found yourself repeating the same pattern of self-sabotage, say it out loud. Because now you're like, oh, I can fail them. So use that until you build a self-trust. Use that until you build a self-trust. So this is where I come and help people. This is what the work that I've done. I've worked with more than 2,000 people over my years of experience. So accountability will help you and quicken the process for you. So right now on TikTok, you've seen I put in I matter. What did I do? On the journey of building self-trust, the things that helped me was what? An ebook. It's called I Matter, which is 30-day blueprint to stop self-sabotage at the nervous system level. To stop overthinking, self-doubt, inconsistency, procrastination, all those beautiful things that you type in. This ebook is a 30-day blueprint. All you need is 5 minutes a day. Okay? The ebook will help you to be someone who doesn't just make decisions, but someone who said they're going to start and then they follow. Because this is the real change. Real change happen through repetition. Small actions, like I said, right? Repeated daily. The same way. See, that pattern wasn't built in one day. It was repeated over years, months, days, weeks, minutes, seconds, hours. It was built. So to undo it is the same. But you don't undo it with big goals. Let's keep saying that. Small goals. So that's how your identity is built. Not through thinking, but through evidence. But how do you build that evidence? You starting small. That's where the ebook is going to help you with. So every time you follow through, even in a small way, you are giving your brain proof. And that's the proof that builds belief. Okay, that's the proof that builds belief. So this is exactly why I created the journal, the I Matter journal, because most people don't have a system. Right now, you do not have a system yet. Most people don't have a system. That brings them back to truth daily. Thank you for the follow, my dear friend. I appreciate you. Merci beaucoup. Most people don't have a system that will help them to follow through it. So what happens? They wake up, okay, or you wake up, you feel something, and you follow the feeling. And again, it's like motivation. You feel like, oh, let me go to the gym. You don't have a system. Then you go to the gym. But feelings, they are like wave. Okay, the waves. The wave is not stable. Emotion, they are waves. They are not stable. That's why you can feel happy today. In 3 hours, because you visited the past, you're going to disengage. That's what it is. Feelings are not stable. Identity must be trained. You train yourself. I gave you the example of, dogs. They are trained through repetition. So you train yourself. So this journal helps you to do 3 things through repetition. If you want, I still, how do I do this? Okay. Enter test for chat. Oh, I'm learning. Oh my goodness. So I can, oh my goodness. I'm excited. See, this is what change does, okay? For those who are on my, okay, we're going to see how to do this. So I can write on my YouTube live. Maybe we should do this next time. Where is it? Okay, next time. Now I know. I was going to pin in the link to the ebook. That's what I was going to pin on YT. But you can send me a DM to get the link. Actually, I'm going to repost this, so the link is going to be there. But for those who are here on TikTok, I did pin that comment already, but I'm going to pin it again. Get the ebook. And, okay, so the ebook is giving you 3 things. It interrupts old patterns. Okay, it's been pinned. It interrupts old pattern. It reinforces the truth and build evidence daily. So you are not just writing, you're rewiring. Remember, I talk about rewiring the brain. You don't want to leave your year 2026 in 2029. So the decision that you make today builds your future. Your belief, the action that you're taking is building your future. So you don't need more information. Most of you, unfortunately, you grab all the information. And after this live, you're going to hop on another live and that information dies. Yes, Françoise. Merci beaucoup. Okay. So after this live, this information is going to die. And here you are, you will keep asking yourself, why do I keep repeating the same pattern? It's because you're treating information as information, but not as transformation. This is what the journal is going to help you with. So you need a new identity and a system that reinforces this daily. So that you don't just start, but you follow through. Some of you, the information that you've gotten today, you might turn it into something tangible. That's my wish for you. There is more to you than just repeating pattern. There is more to you than when the mind is just, you're just locked up in repeating the same thing over and over again. So some of you are waiting to feel ready. You're never going to be ready. Like this morning, I didn't want to wake up and come on live. I wasn't ready. But I told myself, if I don't show up, what am I reinforcing? What language am I reinforcing? Right? So you're not going to be ready because readiness is not a feeling. You don't feel ready. You get ready. You know what? When I got up, then movement is what makes you ready. It's a decision. Oh, you speak French also? I was trying to get the ebook, but it wasn't working. Okay, attends. Envoie-moi un message. Attends. What is the problem? Okay, let me pin that message again. Oui, je parle français, ma chère. Okay, let me pin it again. Donc, j'ai mis ça encore dans le chat. Okay. If it's not working, let me know. And after the live, I will, send you the link. Yeah. Okay. So it's a decision. And if you don't make that decision, you will repeat this same cycle next week. You're going to say, Monday, I'm going to start. And of course, you will start because that's the repetition, the message at the nervous system level. You will start and 3 days, you're going to stop. Next month, next year, this is what it's going to be. So if you're ready to stop training your brain to quit, and start building evidence that you will follow through, you know what to do. The link is in the, they said we don't say these things on TikTok, but I keep forgetting. The link is here. Go get the ebook. Now, let me tell you something that I've never seen anyone does, okay? Did. Please, I speak French. If the English is not Englishing, bear with me. This one, I'm like, wait a minute. Not only are you getting an ebook, the ebook is helping you with the structure to rewire your brain, build the self-trust, right? But the ebook is also bringing you into my coaching space. What do I mean? When you get the ebook, you're going to work with me for a month for a goal that you've always wanted to reach that you didn't. Because I want to hold your hand. Remember, I talk about accountability partner. Remember, I talk about having someone that trusted in you, a community. So I'm going to hold your hand. I don't want you to finish this year the same way. I lived it. I know the pattern. I know the pattern. I know the pattern. Because this pattern comes with shame. And shame is something that you don't want to keep. You don't want to live in a place of shame. Because you're going to draw people to you because of a moment of shame. You don't want to be lonely because of shame. And guess what? You're drawing to you people who may come and take advantage of you. Because that's what you're releasing in the environment. So your environment, your energy field will bring to you people that will come and take advantage. I know I've lived that life. I lived it. Okay? So I want to hold your hand because I've seen something great in you. It's because I saw it in me. There is more to you than just you starting and stopping. I went to your Instagram. I found it. Je ne sais pas si c'est la même chose. Hein? Non, tu n'arrives toujours pas à le faire ici. Toujours pas sur TikTok? Ok, that's good to know. Ok. Parce que là, je ne sais pas si c'est la même chose. Ok? Let me see. What is the problem? What is the difficulty? Because people have gotten it. What's the difficulty? Please let me know. That's good to know. Je t'envoie le lien après le live, ok? Parce que l'autre, ça, je ne sais pas si j'ai... Okay, attends, actually, you know what? Let me check it here. Let me check if it's the same one. Let me check if it's the same one. So, let me say it now. This is the pattern. I was talking about the coaching. So, when you get the ebook gives you 30 days to work with me. Please take advantage of this. Because anytime I get this open, people take it so fast. My schedule is booked because of this. Because people have bought journals in the past. And when you buy the journal, nobody is there to walk you through it. You buy the journal, I bought journals, right? And especially because when you want to prove that you can do it. So whenever you hear about journals, you want to get it and all that. But this one is taking a step further so that we can rewire the brain. We get working together. 2027 is around the corner. In how many months? So that's the first thing. And also we're gonna start a group coaching in June, 6-month group coaching, so that we can prepare better for 2027. For those who want to be part of the group coaching, okay, DM me blueprint and I will send you the link. Okay, my dear friend, she's checking to see the link. Françoise, okay. Envoie-moi un message si tu n'arrives pas. But let me see. I'm going to send you the... Please, do you have any question? Have I answered your question? I love questions, by the way. Good morning for those who are now joining on YouTube. Thank you so much. I love questions because, you know, First of all, questions, they get you to speak the wisdom that people need in this moment. And also it helps us to keep tapping into that part of us that we don't have. When I click on the link, it just showed your name, like I want to comment. Ah bon? Okay. Françoise, I get you, okay? So after the live, not now. After the live, je t'envoie, I'm doing something probably wrong. Thank you. I got you, my dear. And this is even leading me to check. So what is it saying on IG? Let me see. Let me check. My dear YouTube people, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Oh my goodness. A lot is, these people, they keep updating things that when you come, you don't even know what is happening. Linktree. Est-ce que ça t'amène sur Linktree? I said this one. Okay, yes. You can go get it. Yes, bravo, yes. You can go, it's the same on IG. So yes, tap on the LINK over there and you'll be able to get it. So just to summarize what I'm saying, if you want to work with me, it brought you there, right? The IG one took you to the right place. Okay, thank you. Thank you for letting me know so that right after this, I'll check it out. Now, get the ebook. The ebook, let me just say it so that you don't have a surprise. It's $59.99. The ebook is $59.99. 30-day blueprint to stop self-sabotage at the nervous system level, where you're changing the language at the nervous system. You're no longer just a starter, but someone who follows through and finishes. Now, what else is the ebook giving you? The ebook is helping you to be consistent, to show up one step at a time. But the other thing that you will not see anywhere is the coaching service. When you go on my link, you see that I have one-on-one, I have group coaching, right? And my price for one-on-one is in the thousands, okay? So $59.99 is not a group, it's not a coaching price, but I know this life, I've lived this life, I know what it comes with. And I don't want you to just buy the ebook and not show up and then you say, I knew this was gonna happen. But I want us together change that language, rebuild the self-trust. That's why I'm offering you a 30-day coaching service so that you prepare yourself. Now you're going to start seeing that when you say you're going to do something, you do, because you have someone that has lived a life, who is trusting you, who's holding your hand. When people have come, one of my clients wants to run the marathon. So that's what we are working toward now. One of my clients wants to start showing up because they have a gift of singing. They want to follow through. See, we have been packed with values. We have been packed with purpose. But unfortunately, because most people are stuck, I'm sorry, because most people are stuck, they don't see their value. I gave you the example of the $5. The $5, even though it's money, if it's stuck under a rock, you can pull it. You try to pull it, what will happen? It will tear into two. Where are you going to spend that money at? So with all the purpose that you have, it feels like you're stuck. That's why we are in an era of digital product. You want to start that digital product, you bought the courses, but you can't follow through. Because when you keep self-sabotaging, by the way, you lack money. You self-sabotage, you're not applying for the job that will pay you better. You lack money. That promotion, you don't want to go for it because you like your comfort zone. So when we work together, your deserve level will be so high. Some people, they don't want to apply for some jobs because they feel like they're going to betray their parent. Maybe they grew up in an environment where their parent was making $30,000 a year. Welcome back. Oh, thank you, Olebs. Oh, my dear Olebs, you're still here. Don't I love you? Merci beaucoup. Right? Because maybe they grew up in an environment where their parent was they were making $30,000 a month or a year. Let's say a year. So when they are looking for a job, that's the how do we say, the frame that they've put themselves in. So they can only get a job that will pay them $30,000 a year. That's just an example. So if they're about to get a promotion for $10,000 more, they will not go for it because they feel like they are betraying their parent. That's why sometimes you told yourself, I can only make $1,000, or I can. So when you make $1,000, $1,100 or $1,200, you create everything to spend the $200 because you feel like you don't deserve the extra $200. Okay, I know once I open this, it goes by so fast, people jump on it because everybody's tired of the pattern. Everybody is tired of repeating the same pattern and trying by themselves in their own corner. They need someone by their side to help them. Good morning, Coach. Happy Sunday to you. Oh, Equi, thank you. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Yes, so that's what it is. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to you all on YouTube. I appreciate you. You guys pushed me to 1,500 subscribers. Let's keep subscribing so that the algorithm will keep pushing us. I love you all. I know people left. Some people came from YouTube to TikTok to follow. I appreciate you all and other people. So the replay, you guys asked me for it. Now, from here, you can go and watch the replay. And please, let's share this to our community so that we can keep doing what we love to do. I appreciate you all. And I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. Go get the ebook so that we can work together. Have a wonderful day. Au revoir tout le monde. Au revoir Françoise. I appreciate you all. Now I can even see how to turn this thing off. Okay, we just end TikTok. Let me say thank you to YouTube. Thank you so much. Please, if the light was not what you wanted, if the sound is not what you wanted, I'm still learning how to make this better, right? For those who are gonna watch this on a replay, this is Coach Chefi. We are constantly trying and getting better every single day. Okay, so thank you so much. I've learned. I used to go on live and I couldn't mirror my screen, but today I was able to mirror it. Can you read it well? I think so. But this is what it's about. Okay. Thank you to everybody. I don't know here you can do this here, right? Because usually on TikTok you can see people that are online and say thank you to them, but YouTube, I don't believe you can do this. But let me just say I appreciate you all. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Share with your community. The goal is so that we can keep showing up on other platforms or on other people's feed. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Au revoir tout le monde.